Hey there everyone, Justin with the Podcast Dojo. Or I guess I'm on the Cooking Dojo channel. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm affiliated with both channels. So, I'm here to talk to you today about, is it okay to change the content of your channel? My answer to that is yes and no. So, yes, if it still kind of fits with the same type of stuff you talked about, and no, if it's like totally new. And here's why, and I'm also going to use a couple YouTube examples, and I'm going to use a couple of network television examples. So for example, let's go ahead and use the network television examples. So you guys remember when G4 Tech TV used to be about like technology and video games, that kind of thing? And then it was all they would play with like cops, which, to be fair, I like cops, but you know, the thing is, people go to that channel, they were going to that channel for technology and video games. So, and honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if that's why the channel is no longer around, because I think with nothing about technology, I think it... And then an example of how changing things up could be good, like Nickelodeon, for those of you that don't know, used to only do live action shows at the beginning. I can't remember the exact year Nickelodeon started, it was like mid to late 70s, but they used to only do live action shows. It wasn't until like the early 90s that they started doing animation. And they didn't want to do that at first because of how expensive it was going to be. But it worked out great for them. So that worked because they went from live action to animation. I mean, they were still doing kids shows, so that's a good example. Like, they were still sticking within their target demographic, but they were changing the type of show they put out. So let me go ahead and, another example, I do have to use Cartoon Network. I remember at some point the Genius executives thought that we wanted to see live action shows on Cartoon Network. Because, it's not like we go to Cartoon Network for cartoons or anything. And that idea failed. Ugh. So let me go ahead and use a few examples from YouTube. And by the way, I'll get to this in a minute. So I'm going to give you three examples really. Two that failed and one that worked. So I'll go and do the one that worked. Pat the NES Punk. He did like NES reviews. And for those of you that don't know, which I can't imagine how many of you would know, they have not made an old school Nintendo game in almost 3 decades. So even though he was doing those NES reviews, eventually he was going to run out of material to talk about, well, as far as NES games go. But he does a podcast now, and I think that's great because now he can, he's still talking about video games. And people are still coming to his channel for that. And now let me give you the two example of things that didn't work. So there is a channel called The Prank Reviewer, and what The Prank Reviewer would do is he would find these so-called pranksters or social experiment people, and he would expose them and show how what they did was fake. And then he tried to, he had a Weirdest News channel. Well, instead he stopped doing reviews on pranks and just stuck with the Weirdest News. And the thing was, people subscribed to his channel to watch him expose pranksters, not for Weirdest News, so he lost a lot of subscribers in a short period of time. And then the final example I'm going to use here is Doug Walker. When he retired the Nostalgia Critic character, I kind of understood why he wanted to do it at first, but oh my god. I could do a whole video about why demo reel was just a bad idea and why it sucked so bad. Well, I'll give you the short version. It was basically just nothing but Family Guy unfunny cutaway gags from Family Guy spliced together. That was demo reel to me. It failed. People came to Channel Awesome for the Nostalgia Critic. And when the Nostalgia Critic wasn't there anymore, the numbers dropped. And even though Nostalgia Critic is back, I don't think Channel Awesome ever has or ever will recover from that drop in viewership. And yes, I know this was a channel that started about cooking, and now it's just me doing vlogs. So I'll be honest, I would not be upset at all if people unsubscribe from the channel, because I would understand if you subscribe to this channel for cooking and all you're seeing is vlogs, you know, you're not getting what you subscribed for. So I would understand, but for some reason I'm getting more subscribers. Maybe I should have done vlogs for all together. Well, anyway, so those are just some examples. My advice to you, if you decide you want to change up your content, and that's okay. I mean, the same things I was interested in talking about 10 years ago is not the same stuff I'm interested in talking about now. And the same things I'm interested in talking about now are not going to be the same things I like talking about in 10 years. It happens. My advice to you would be just make another channel. I mean, it's okay to have a couple of channels. I mean, you don't need 6 like a certain somebody. You'll figure it out. Anyway, so yeah, that's my advice to you and my feelings on changing up your content. Have a good day, everyone.